Good morning. I thought that once an action takes place, people would accept it and carry on with their lives. It's almost a week that the surgical intervention took place, and this surgical strike was conducted by the Indian Armed Forces, destroying 7 locations, or rather 7 launch pads of terrorists in Pakistan-held Kashmir. It was great. Now the denial by the Pakistan is very natural. It's not only natural, but it's also a welcome sign, as I said earlier during my comments, that this is a sign of maturity by Pakistan Army to deny. Since they are in a catch-22 situation, if they accept it, they are bound to attack India. And if they don't accept it and are in a state of denial, then they can get away with it and maintain peace in the region. So it's very sensible and, as I said, a sign of maturity. But the Indian politicians crying from the housetops, asking for the proof of surgical strike, is, to say the least, ridiculous and ludicrous, and it borders on insanity and treachery. Now, I won't care as much about the demand for proof as from the quarters from which it is coming. The former Home Minister who was responsible for the internal security, Chidambaram, is asking it, and he's a lawyer. And the Chief Minister of Delhi, Kejriwal, is asking it. Both have taken an oath under the Official Secrets Act. And they are aware that under that act, giving any information which is classified as confidential, secret, top secret, for the eyes of the concerned person only, are such things which are not revealed. Secondly, the military operations are always shrouded, especially if they are of guerrilla nature, in secrecy. Till today, Obama has not released the real picture of liquidation of Osama. Way back, about 40 years back, Israel attacked Entebbe to rescue its jet, the first hijacking that had taken place. And till today, the official documentation has not been released. There have been fictional releases, all right. There has even been a movie. Here, the moment General Singh made the statement, it should have been taken and the matter should have been closed. But the repeated harping on demand for proof by the political parties is sinister. It is likely to have grave repercussions in case the footage is released. It is meant for the study of the minister and the intelligence officers for future needs. It is not for public consumption. It never was, never is not, and shall not be. And Chidambaram should have known it. They say that they had carried out the surgical strikes earlier. Did they give any information at all? They did not. So either they are telling a lie now, or they were betraying the nation at that time. Tell me, if you release the information, who benefits? You are revealing your strategy to an enemy, at least counted as an enemy. Should not be. I am not saying Pakistan should be treated as an enemy, but you cannot deny the reality. Today, Pakistan is behaving like an enemy. So, do you release your security documents and information, or such information which is likely to impinge on your security, to an enemy? Would you reveal to a robber where you keep your money and jewelry? It's simple. Secondly, in case the government does so, the persons who do it, are they not liable for prosecution under Indian Officials Act? Even ordinary information, which is just mentioned confidential, not even secret. This is a matter of not only top secret, but for the eyes only. Now, these security classifications may not be known to many people, but they range from confidential to secret to top secret, for eyes only, and that's the highest one. And it's only on need to know. As a matter of fact, apart from the Home, Defense, and the Prime Minister, and partly the Foreign Minister, no other minister is also supposed to have any information about it. Period. The situation is becoming so stupid because of these outrageous demands that two former army chiefs today had to step in. General Roy Chaudhary, who was Chief of Army Staff at one time, and General J.J. Singh, another army chief earlier. These both officers have condemned the demand for release of the proof. And why do you give proof? Whom do you want to give proof? You see, even if you give all the proofs, the people who don't believe you will not accept it. I always say, friends don't need proofs and enemies won't believe it. And just imagine, USA, UK, Russia, China, or any other country in the world has not asked for proof, because the leaders all over and the bureaucrats all over are aware that proof would never be given, should never be given. So why ask for something is asking for the moon. And I'm sure the government of India, headed by Modi, is not a set of idiots to accept such outrageous demands that impinge on the country's security. As I said earlier, history is replete with cases where surgical operations have been done. The only thing and the only information ever revealed is such and such action took place and this was the result. And that puts an end to it. Asking for proof is doubting the integrity of your army officers. The army general who gave the report and who had the press conference, that means he's telling a lie. Secondly, governance, we always say there should be transparency. But there's always a limit to transparency. Transparency does not mean going naked into the world. And such matters which impinge on the security today and are likely to have repercussions in future are always shrouded in secrecy. Suppose in the Second World War, the Allies had released their plans for the Normandy landing, or given a proof at that time, what would have happened? Suppose America had leaked out that it was ready with a bomb, an atom bomb, to throw Nagasaki and Hiroshima. what reaction would have been there from the world and what response would have been from Japan, you can well imagine. All the do-gooders in the world would have said, no, don't do it, because civilians, hundreds and thousands of the civilians would be killed. Is inhuman. And the public pressure would have been so much that the president would have been constrained to stop the bombing. And Japan might have taken some action to destroy the complete lab and the facility where the bombs were being manufactured. So, but did anybody ask for the proof at that time? Did we ask the proof when the Pakistan army in 1965 started bombing Balochistan? That is the first time in the history of the world that Pakistan used its air force on its own civilian population. And the only thing India did was to condemn it. But the opposition in Pakistan did not ask for the bombing. Did anybody ask for a proof from Pakistan when they said that they have destroyed Chandni Chowk in 1965 war? There was only a bomb attack in Ambala. That was a maximum. Ambala church was destroyed and the military hospital was partly damaged. Secondly, proof is asked for those things which are subject to debate. Surgical intervention was an act and not subject of public discussion or a political debate. Secondly, this concerns not only the security today but the security for the future. Thirdly, the complete strategy can be unraveled by the enemy and used against the home country. And that's why these things are confidential. I can understand the need to have proof in that situation where it impinges the rights. Here, nobody's rights have been put in jeopardy. Here, the situation has been that the Indian armed forces have some or the other taken their action, and they have taken an action to ensure that you do not suffer, the country doesn't suffer in future. I would say that demand for proof shows negation of thinking capability, a desire to create mischief, and to undermine the efforts of the armed forces. The sooner such stupid actions are stopped, the better it shall be for the nation and in fact for the whole region. And that's why I say that denial by Pakistan is a sign of maturity and should be commended. The desire for proof by the Indian politician is an act of stupidity bordering on lunacy, and appropriate contemptuous dismissal of such demands is the only way out. Thank you.